All right, Thursday, 24th of June. Nuclear boogeyman coming at you, gangsta style. Old Beijing Biden was on the TV and said that your AR-15 wouldn't do much against a nuclear weapon. And I thought, what a fucking clown, man. A mush-mouthed dementia goofball, holder of the office of president-elect. Such a disgrace to the American people. No reason to have that 80-year-old man in there. How do we go from a leader like JFK in his 40s? I think he was about my age, 46, 47. Might have been even younger, 43, 44. I have to check into that. To 80-year-old men that are career politicians. This guy is a complete fucking disgrace. When he talks shit like that about the Second Amendment, isn't that treason? Isn't that somehow a violation of his oath of office? He's supposed to support the Constitution, not try to fucking tear it apart. What a goofball. And then there was some guy on there, Department of Justice or something, saying that white folks were the most dangerous threat in the U.S. What? Oh my God, what a complete fucking absolute joke. Have they not heard of the Muslim Brotherhood? The Mexican Mafia? The Crips and the Bloods? What do they think, the Aryan Brotherhood's worth something? Those dudes don't do nothing, man. They sit around like reading mythical grimoires about vril energy and saluting the swastika. Dudes aren't any kind of fucking threat. What an absolute joke. It just goes to show he doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, and he's a complete puppet. The funny thing is, they just want you to get excited about it, right? Nothing's changed. Nothing will change. The biggest changes have been orchestrated by BLM rioting, Antifa rioting. There aren't any whites involved in that. And if they are, they're predatory. And they're just fucking riding the boat to see the show, you know? I heard some white gal went on one of them BLM riots recently, and I think it was in Detroit or something, and the crowd turned on her and nearly beat her to death. And I thought, that serves you right. What are you doing out there with the colored folks rioting in the streets? Just bullshit, man. Y'all gotta stop playing that race card and realize that it's not about black versus white. White folks have never been predatory on. The only place I've ever heard any of that predatory white bullshit is in TV land and on the fucking news. I've never seen it. I've never met anyone that behaved that way. I've never met any racist people per se. Maybe folks who are bigots and prejudiced, but not racist. They don't feel that way because they think that one race is superior to another. They feel that way because one demographic clearly preys on the other demographic. And maybe, maybe these folks think they've been put down or whatever in the past. That was everybody getting put down by the MFers, the money funders. It wasn't white folks doing that. Especially not fucking poor Irish indentured servant white. So it just baffles me. I mean, it's a big news story, and I think it's never going to matter. They're just totally playing a word game that's not a part of reality, that isn't statistically supported, that isn't supported by crime statistics. They called out Asian hate, stop Asian hate, and they kept playing that card until every single instance of Asian hate was black on Asian. They couldn't find a single white person perpetrating any kind of hate on the Asians. You can't find a single fucking white person perpetrating hate on anyone, because it's not what they typically do. Even the most ignorant, backwoods, redneck fucking person in that category is not going to do that. They might be all show, and waving an American flag and saying this, that, or the other thing, patriotism, but they never do it in a racist manner. The only time I've ever seen like some little so-called neo-Nazi groups out there, you got like 5 nerds, 2 of them obese, and 3 of them anorexic. Just total fucking tards. And they wear black or something and a swastika. They got a swastika flag that they bought online for like $1,000, a legitimate one. And they're like some FBI agents in there leading the group of them. And it's like, what is that? That's a fake thing. That's not a real resistance. That's not any kind of, there's nothing there. It's not real. Oh, the news is such a bullshit. It's so fake. I feel for y'all morons that buy into that shit. I mean, there are people in my family that actually, like some of the more ignorant folk in our family, in my family, but they believe it. They're like just so far left that they think there's actual groups like that out there. It's like they've never been out in the world. They've never driven around. They've never driven around LA. I drive around LA. I get nearly murdered 4 or 5 times in a week because I'm white. But I don't drive around LA and try to murder other colored folks, people of color. But and it's been that way since I was a kid. So what the fuck are you talking about? All right, that's the end of my rant, my live drive at 5 rant. Biden needs to go retire. He needs to close the lid on the coffin and be done with it. As above, as within, to know, to dare, and into the abodes of the future.